What's up, witches? I'm Linda Hurd.
And I'm John Kane.
And you're listening to our brand new podcast called Getting Witchy.
But this is not a particular episode because we're actually just effing around right now. And I abbreviated that because I don't feel like editing to put in the bleep.
We welcome you to grab a drink, pull up a chair, and join us in our living room where we talk about everything witchcraft, Wicca, and spirituality related.
Well, yeah, and there's, aliens. I mean, come on. Let's be realistic about that shit today. I mean, there's the Tic Tac videos. The Pentagon has released so many videos of things they can't freaking explain. And they expect the normal populace to just be like, oh, that's a nifty looking dot going across the screen at what equals to like 5,000 miles per hour. I mean, anyway.
Yes, we'll be eventually talking about aliens too.
Eventually my ass. Anyway, I told you this was not a regular episode. We've had a couple drinks. We are adults over the age of 21. Are you going to say something? I did that on purpose. I love you. All right, so,
to start out with,
I thought we already started.
What brought you to witchcraft?
We're going to do this again. We did this in the first episode, or we're going to do it in the first episode, which we've done 3 times now, and we're going to do again. So I have to answer it again?
Okay.
No. I get the feeling they want to hear, hi. Okay. So ultimately, what it, bottom line it, like without all the fluff and BS, I went to many religious sects. Not sex. Sects. S-E-C-T-S. Get your minds out of the gutter, but please don't. Okay. I mean, everything from First Baptist to Southern Baptist to fucking Catholic. Ooh, I gotta beep that out. Damn it. Even the
Catholic?
Well, yes, Catholic and the Jewish synagogue. Synagogue? The fuck is it?
It's a good thing this is just a test.
Well, obviously, when alcohol is involved, we will need to bleep more often. Anyway, yes, synagogue. And even the Latter-day Saints, aka Mormons, were actually pretty cool freaking dudes and dudettes. But I can't get past the whole reading of the tablets that they found in the ground, and someone threw away the original interpretation, and then he said, no, we're just going to redo it. And anyway. I know there's a lot more to it. I know somebody right now is pissed off, but that's okay. I did not find any connection with any of those other than that there was a higher being. I definitely did not relate to some old white dude with a freaking beard sitting in a throne saying, no, you guys aren't good, so I'm going to wipe you out with a flood. No. Like it's a freaking G.I. Joe set. And then if you look in Mother Nature, just look around you. Even the plants, even if the plants have both, there is a male and female to the species. There's only a couple species, like some frogs, and I think some amphibians like lizards, or amphibian-like lizards, can reproduce asexually. The rest of the world needs a male and a female. That whole concept didn't just like appear out of thin air. There's a male and a female. And I could not relate with a hierarchy like the Judeo-Christian hierarchy that completely negated the female, the feminine. Couldn't do it. And what's up, Maury? And so I started looking at old religions. I looked at the Greek and the Roman, which were basically the same frickin' thing. They just changed the names a little bit with some of them. And the characteristics, they're not identical, but they're very similar. But then I found my lineage to be Irish. So from the Ireland, Scottish, Welsh region, and I connected with Druidism. The love of nature, the experience of nature, the realizing that all things are connected. Everything's connected. A rock is connected to you. All things are connected, and we have forgotten that. It's become a hierarchy, even in religion. And that's not what it was meant to be. Anyway, I found the duality in the universe. Well, I found the duality in Native American lore and religious belief. I won't say myth because none of them are myths, in my opinion. That is what those people believe. They are not myths. Again, in my opinion. But then, so I grasped onto the concept of the Great Spirit, but that still wasn't quite where was the feminine.
Right.
And then I just grasped onto nature itself, which is what Druidism is really all about. The beauty of nature, the power of nature, the magic and wonder of nature. I mean, think about it. There is the possibility, if you make love to your significant other tonight, that when you're done, there's going to be an electrical spark that is going to join the two cells together and then create another electrical spark to multiply those cells. And then again and again and again. What better magic is there? And the feminine has been denied for millennia.
Right.
And which is why I wear this, no, it's not charmed. Charmed stole it. It's the Celtic knot, which symbolized in ancient times, before the church took it and made it symbolize the Holy Trinity. It symbolized the three stages of the goddess: the young maiden, the mother, and the wise old woman, which they called a crone, which is very flattering, which then the church used that to symbolize witchcraft or evil of some kind, and so on and so forth. So they took over the symbol. Just look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. They assimilated the symbol. Anyway, so that's what brought me to it. Not enough of, I'm laughing when I say this because, but no feminine. And yes, I'm a feminist, but I'm not the same feminists that I've seen on YouTube and on TV lately. Men don't belong in women's sports. I don't give a shit. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. So what brought you to Wicca? Or witchcraft? Because you are a witch and practitioner of witchcraft.
Correct.
Whereas I am Wiccan.
Yes, and I do not consider myself Wiccan. I do consider myself pagan. But the very first home that I remember had a large, almost box garden outside of the garage.
Okay.
And
do you mind if I continue while I get a couple shots?
Oh, go ahead.
Be right back.
There was an elephant ear plant in there and a whole bunch of a palm tree and a whole bunch of...
Those are pretty, but elephant ear plants are dirty as hell. Anyway, I used to be a landscaper, so anyway, go ahead.
But there were a lot of really beautiful large plants in there that I would always play in there as if that was my jungle.
Nice.
You know, like when I needed to escape from the bullying I was getting at school, I would go play in this box garden and I would just pretend that I was adventuring out in the jungle somewhere. And I developed a love and respect for plants.
Okay.
There. But then we moved from that house before I got into 4th grade. And 4th grade, I mean, was awesome. I had a friend a female friend, who taught me a little bit about cars and taught me to enjoy those.
Cool.
But then we moved again before I got into 5th grade.
You know how to drive a stick shift?
I do not know. But no matter where I was, no matter what age I was constantly being bullied mostly by boys, but occasionally by girls as well, because I was smaller than everybody else. I mean, when I was 15 years old, I was the size of a typical 9-year-old. I was that small. It wasn't until I was about 16 years old I hit a growth spurt and didn't feel any pain, but just suddenly shot up.
Right.
Late bloomer.
Blossomed, as they say.
Late bloomer is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have worn glasses since I was in 7th grade.
I've seen pictures. You were hot.
Thank you. But I've worn glasses since I was in 7th grade. My hair is incredibly uncontrollable unless it is cut a certain way, because it's so voluminous that...
That's a nice way of saying freaking thick.
Yeah, it's incredibly thick. And unless it's cut a certain way, it just looks frizzy. And so senior year, there was a boy in my class who coined the nickname Simba for me. And he tormented me every day. And then one day somebody else called me that nickname, and that... Which was yes. Peter, yes. But he and I have since...
Yes.
I have forgiven him and told him many, many times that, like, I don't hold any grudges against him. But it was kind of a catalyst that pushed me towards suicide. And while I was writing up the note and planning everything out, I got to the portion of my letter where I was addressing my one and only niece, Hunter. And I didn't want her to follow my footsteps. But I also felt like I would be a huge hypocrite if
Well, just so you can rest assured, she didn't. She just jumped in the ditch.
True. But I felt like I would have been a huge hypocrite if I had committed the act and then told her not to follow my example.
Right. Kind of like my uncle did.
And that didn't sit right with me.
Right.
So I stuck around, and as I was struggling, there was a classmate of mine. He sat next to me in my favorite science class called Natural Environment of Southern California, NESC for short.
That's, I was going to say, that's a mouthful of a name for a class.
They did a whole bunch of really awesome field trips, like to the Grand Canyon, to Joshua Tree.
Did you get to go to the redwoods, the giant red?
No, the only how
could you be in a high school in California and not go to the giant redwoods?
I'm not saying that,
but
they
then
didn't.
Go to the Grand Canyon.
But I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm saying I didn't.
Oh,
I only got to go on one of the field trips, and that's all that was required to pass the class.
Oh, and that's the one where your mom got into it with the
teacher
because he was being an asshole and like.
Yeah, like kind of treating her like she was less than because she was the only mom on the trip.
Right.
All the other chaperones were the dads.
It was a boys' day, apparently, and she didn't get the memo.
But she sure...
Which is shady in a way, if you ask me. I mean, knowing, like, thinking about society today and a field trip to anywhere with a bunch of teenage kids and it only being men as the chaperone.
Yeah.
That's cringeworthy nowadays.
And so after she got into it with him, she was not allowed on any field trips. And
Surprise.
Since she was my only parent in the state, I could not go on any field trips.
Right.
But I still ended up with the highest grade in that class. But anyway, like this kid who tormented me every day, who created that god-awful nickname for me, was in that class. And the guy who sat next to me, Jacob, he noticed that I was struggling. And he knew that this jackass behind me was tormenting me every day, and he asked like if there was anything he could do. And I basically told him that I was having a crisis of faith. So the very next day, he brought to me a copy of the Book of Mormon, and he wrote a note to me in it, signed his name and everything, and gave it to me. And he had told me a couple times before that I would have made a really good Mormon because I'm a really hard worker. I put value in the fact that I go out of my way to help others. And so he gave me this book, and I read it, and probably 10 to 20 pages in, everything was highlighted. I found my answer, that there was something more than just what I was raised with. There was something more than just what was being shoved down my throat. That I needed to find my path, but it wasn't going to be in the Church of Christ in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
But that I needed to listen for my calling. And one day, my mom and I were at a bookstore, and I happened to notice this new section called New Age. And I was like, oh, I wonder what's down here. So I went down that section, and I was looking, and I found a book called Teen Witch by Silver Ravenwolf. And I flipped through it a little bit, and it spoke to me. So I asked my mom if I could have that book. She flipped through it a little bit, and she was like, yeah, sure. And she bought me that book. And the same day, she bought a pack of tarot cards. And I bought a pack of tarot cards. And at the time, we were told you were not supposed to buy your own tarot cards. So we switched.
Well, that is... I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that 100%, but I get why it says that. Because you want the tarot to be more of an intuition thing, and if somebody picks out a deck, somebody that knows you, they see a deck and like, oh,
but who's going to know you better than you?
Well, I get that, but you see what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. But
not saying it's always right. Buy yourself a fucking.
If you want to buy a pack of tarot cards,
buy a pack of tarot cards. I bought myself my first deck. I don't use them anymore because I found the real tarot deck, which I haven't used in a while. But that's a whole nother conversation for another time. Continue, love.
So the pack that I bought was just the regular Rider-Waite because I was buying it for me.
That's close, yeah.
She was buying one called the Enchanted Tarot, which is all pretty and Victorian looking, which totally was her
Not
thing.
Not what you wanted.
Not what I wanted, but it was what she was drawn to. And then later we found out that we weren't supposed to buy our own, so we switched. But then, like, I ended up with both packs anyway. So, right. But yeah, she bought me my first book. She bought me my first tarot cards. She bought me my first crystal. And she seemed to be okay with it so long as I was dabbling. Once I became serious about it, though, everything kind of changed. And it became, oh, you're going to go to hell. You know.
See, I didn't get that so much because I was pretty secret. I was not out about it at all.
That's the thing. I think I never wanted to keep secrets from my parents.
Even though my family was definitely witchy.
Yeah, I never wanted to keep secrets from my parents, especially from my dad, because he was my hero. And I knew and he was the one who basically fought for me to have a choice.
Right.
I don't think my sisters really had a choice. They made their first Holy Communion, which I never did.
Right.
After that, I think they were allowed to drop off, but I think my dad really wanted at least one of his girls to have a full choice. And so I never wanted to hide anything from him. And as long as it seemed like I was dabbling, Mom seemed like she was okay with it.
Right.
Once I became serious, then it became the whole, oh, you're going to hell, God says blah, blah, blah.
Well, I'll be in good company.
Yeah. But she was not above coming to me and saying, hey,
let's get witchy.
You want to get witchy with me?
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the reasons why this is called Getting Witchy. The other reason, I think I may have told you this.
I don't know, but...
Oh.
Go ahead, tell me. No, I've only been cranking, waiting. Go ahead.
The other reason is that when something happens to me, I tend to go through a series of phases. I will cry. I will go numb. I will get mad. And then I get witchy.
Well, it's kind of the 5 phases, or is it 5 or 7?
There's 5 phases of grief.
Yes, crying, sadness, denial, anger, acceptance, and there's something else before that, but you just skipped acceptance and go to I damn you.
But it's like, no matter what happens, like if I went through a divorce, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I cried about it. And then I would go numb. Then I would cry, and then I would go numb, then I would cry, then I would go numb. Then
denial is the other one.
You said denial.
I did say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the shots.
And then I got pissed off because, like, how dare he leave me?
He's an idiot. But I'm thankful that he did, because here I am, waiting patiently to do a shot with you.
And then I decided to get witchy and take control of my life and not let what happened between me and him ruin what could possibly be a good thing in my life. I mean, because once I was no longer with him, like, I went to audio engineering school.
Right.
I learned how to record music and how to edit it and do post-production for movies and
TV
commercials.
So if there's any mistakes...
It's all my fault.
You made me spill.
You made you spill.
Party foul. Gift to the gods. All over my leg. Shush. Shush. I hear you out there. Don't get us banned. To us.
To us. That is so much better than the Cuervo.
See, we don't want to bash any brands, because it is technically a Jose Cuervo brand that we're drinking right now. Just that it's way better than the one we were drinking before.
Oh, is it really? Oh.
It's 100% agave. That's why we took it.
Well, yeah, I didn't realize that we grabbed a
Jose Cuervo? Yeah.
brand. Sorry, Cuervo, but you're slipping.
On the version that's more affordable for everyday frickin' people that aren't looking to spend $40 frickin' or more on a single 750 milliliter frickin' bottle. Anyway.
So let me ask you something.
Oh, here we go. We're not talking about the first spell.
No, we're not.
We don't have time for that.
No, we're not talking about that today.
Right now, I hear somebody going, wait a minute.
What
do
about
you mean
the
first spell?
Yeah, we'll get to that some other time.
This is not part of our podcast.
So, how do you identify? Like, are you Wiccan? Are you a pagan? Are you?
Holy crapola! Okay, so
He totally
with
thought I was going
everything
somewhere
going
else.
on in the world right now, this is August 20th, 2023, and good evening, bitches, because it's the afternoon. So I thought she was asking how I identify as gender-wise. Because, you know, today there's 79 freaking genders!
No, as like, do you consider yourself Wiccan?
I thought I said that earlier. So, yes, I am Wiccan. I am a witch. I am pagan, and I am Wiccan. So I don't just believe in the old gods. I believe in the old gods, but see, I personally take it a step further. The old gods,
It's the witchling.
the old gods were representative of gods before them. It's like the Romans did with the Greek gods. That was a prime freaking example of what's happened over millennia. There are entire city complexes bigger than New York City underwater.
Right?
They didn't build that crap underwater
No.
as a tourist attraction. It was a standing, vibrant, alive metropolis. And then the waters rose.
Like Atlantis.
There are stories all over the globe of a civilization being wiped out in one night and one day. Not just Atlantis. Just like the flood story, they're everywhere. Anyway, what were you talking about? What did you ask me?
Do you identify as just a witch or Wiccan or pagan?
Okay, thank you. See, that's what happens when I'm buzzing a little bit. I've only hit the pen twice. It's only been bad twice. Okay. So to me, I agree with Graham Hancock in that we are a people with amnesia. There have been multiple massive and advanced civilizations in the history of the Earth. The Earth has been around for what, 4.5 billion years? So to say that we are the first civilization to achieve things like flight, computers, going to the moon, or any kind of space that is pretty freaking arrogant. And even better to say that we are the only intelligent life in the entire godforsaken universe is so arrogant So, Maury, what? Keep me on track.
We're talking about to think that we're the only race.
But what do I identify as? So, I am Wiccan, but I am pagan because the gods of ancient Celtic religions were the same gods of ancient Greece religions, and the same freaking gods of ancient Roman religions, and the same gods of the ancient Sumerian religions, which was what the point I was trying to get to. It's the same deities. They're not gods,
Okay.
but they're beings greater than us.
Beings who have ascended.
There are some that have done that too, yes. Like the people that talk about speaking to or meeting people from the Pleiades. From my understanding of the way it works with them is they don't arrive on ships. There have been astronauts that have talked about, and it's, you look it up. Don't take my word for it. Research it. I swear to God, I am, that's one of the things that pisses me off is people that just say, well, that's not what I read. Did you do the research? Did you look it up? Did you confirm your point of view or their point of view? Like, do your research. Anyway, there were astronauts that have stated on record that they saw beings float in front of the spacecraft, their spacecraft, that looked like angels. It was like the wings looked like energy,
Okay.
but they could definitely see a face and a body. I think it was Russian cosmonauts. And they told them, you guys aren't ready yet. Go back. Of course, the governments don't listen, so they continue doing what they do. But it is documented, like, Russian or not, he is a cosmonaut. He is an astronaut that was trained. He's a pilot, probably a fighter pilot. Like, he's seen some crazy shit. He was trained to go into space, and he says this is what he saw. Just like John Glenn, Buzz Aldrin.
Neil Armstrong.
Many of them have said they've seen
Right.
crazy shit out there. So, again, going back to the original question is, I am a pagan, just like any Wiccan individual is, because we believe in the ancient gods, the ones that all of the other gods were made to represent. Doesn't mean that we feel or I feel that my belief is better or different, because it's the same thing. Whether I call them the ancient ones or you give them the name Jupiter, it's the same it's the same being. They helped create life on Earth, and then it comes down to, again, that now going further back, the Big Bang. The Bible talks about that. Science talks about that. But what created the Big Bang? There was a higher being that said, hey, let's do this. And maybe higher beings. But in some of the stuff that I've read, the concept, or what's the scientific word for hypothesis?
Okay.
The hypothesis is that the universe is part of a supreme being that is trying to understand life, trying to understand the meaning of everything. Like, it doesn't understand really, so it creates life to experience different things through the eyes of different beings, animal or not. Which kind of goes into the whole part of we're all connected.
Okay.
I know that's a little out there. That one's a little out there. But that was some stuff that I was reading. And even some mystic teachings kind of talk about that. Which I won't name because I don't want to get anybody in an uproar. But there's some other ancient mystic teachings in the Judeo-Christian realm.
Right.
That talk about that. Anyway, so I am Wiccan, I'm pagan, and I'm a mother-loving witch. Because you are a mother and I love you. Ah! I know I'm cheesy. Don't hate me, alright? See, this is what happens when she asks me a question when I'm a little stoned and had a drink or two. I go off on these tangents and have to have her rein me back in to keep me on track so I can actually complete the thought before going on to something.
See how well I'm doing that.
But we did a good job. I mean, I helped you
Yes.
to yeah. So
I don't consider myself Wiccan.
no,
At
you're
all.
not Wiccan. Nope. Nope.
Pagan,
Nope.
yes.
Nope.
Witch, yes, but not Wiccan, because I will just as soon spell your ass if you mess with me.
See, and I don't. Okay, so I do not subscribe to the whole. If some social media. I won't name the platform, but some social media groups that you can join and add them to your book per se. If you mention wanting to protect yourself with magic, it won't even say that you're wanting to attack someone. Okay? Just wanting to protect yourself. There were people that go, oh no.
Threefold
What do they
law.
say? The threefold law. What else do
Karma.
they say? What is the other? Love.
Love and light only.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't.
BS.
No, I
Okay.
don't subscribe to that.
If someone's trying to knock down you, not punch in your door or kick in your door, you're going to do what you have to do to protect yourself and your family and your home, and that includes the same in magic and witchcraft.
Yes. So
You are not a doorstep.
nope, you're not a doormat either.
Yeah, that too. I think that's what I meant to say. Thank you. But you know what the hell I meant. I am of the... I do believe in karma. That's just me. Now, there are multiple levels of karma. And it can go into your family line as well. So you need to be careful, in my opinion, of the things that you do to not create more hereditary karma for your future children, grandchildren, and so on and so forth.
In other words, don't go creating any generational karma.
Thank you. So that I 100% adhere to or believe in and working to get rid of. However, I am of the mindset that I am not freaking Harry Potter. I will do my absolute best to absolutely destroy you if you try to hurt me or mine. Mostly mine. Family and otherwise. I didn't mean to point to that, to hurt, but it's the way you do it. See, that's a debate you and I have had. Like, she's just, well.
I am not sugar and spice and everything nice. I am sage and hood and wish a motherfucker would.
All up in their face, and, well, not physically in their face, but the magic is all up in their face, whereas mine is a little more subtle.
Yeah, you kind of sneak in the back door.
Yeah, might take a little bit longer, but still gonna bite just as freaking hard.
You're like the aliens in the faculty.
So it really comes down, just like any magic. There is no white magic, there's no black magic, there's no dark magic, there's no light magic. It's magic. It's your intentions. And my point to this whole thing is, like, where her intentions will be straight up, I am bombarding you with 1,000 fleas of 1,000 freaking camels infest your bed type of spell.
And your arms are too short to scratch.
Yeah, and your arms are too, like a Tyrannosaurus. Anyway. Whereas mine are more like, may you feel the experience of every person you've ever wronged in your entire life, all at one time. And then go into more detail in some way to bring all of their karmic experience down upon them. And I tell you, it's pleasurable when you get to see it, but hearing about it is kind of pleasurable too. But just knowing that it's going to happen, like, that's the thing. Like, one of the things I love about magic, and I say it with a K, CK, is that unlike other belief systems, the recipient doesn't have to believe. They don't have to believe that magic is real. Unlike, you hear about people going to these faith healers. You need to believe for it to work. No, not with magic. Not with witchcraft. Oh, welcome to Maury. He's an ornery old man.
He is.
He's like, fuck y'all. Y'all talking about magic. I ain't no black cat. I'm out of here. We do have a black cat, but she's sick.
Yes, unfortunately.
We're losing her. Anyway, so it's been long enough. 43 freaking minutes you've been listening to us, especially me ramble. Thank you.
I like it when you go off on a tangent.
We love you. Peace, love, and happiness. Seriously. Listen to some Bob Marley if you don't know what the hell I mean. And we'll be back.
Keep an eye out for further episodes.
This isn't a freaking episode.
Who says?
This is not an episode. This is
a
an
special
extra
episode.
A special? What are we? Freaking ABC on Saturday morning?
Yes, we're an after-school special.
I'm getting another shot. Good night, y'all.
You're funny.